In this video, I'll be sharing my MLB betting selections. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our picks. Let's talk about the matchup between the Atlanta Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies. In their two previous encounters this season, the Braves have dominated the Phillies, boasting a perfect 2-0 record. There's little reason to anticipate a deviation from this trend come Sunday. With Chris Sale taking the mound, the Braves potentially have another ace to spearhead their 2024 campaign. Additionally, with 5 hitters boasting batting averages over .400 in the series' first 2 games, the Braves are exhibiting a remarkable collective form. While Sunday's contest may be more tightly contested, the Braves are currently in scintillating form, indicating that their momentum is likely to persist. My pick for this game is the Atlanta Braves to emerge victorious. In the upcoming match between the Los Angeles Angels and the Baltimore Orioles, Baltimore seems to be the standout team so far, particularly in this opening weekend. Despite a few late-game stumbles, they have displayed dominance across all aspects of the game. Their young roster is brimming with talent, and it's evident in their performances. With their pitching now even stronger, they appear primed to establish themselves as a force to be reckoned with in the American League. On the flip side, the Angels appear to be struggling, especially following Ohtani's departure. Rendon's contributions seem lackluster, and expectations from Hicks are minimal. Even Mike Trout was substituted late for Joe Adell during Saturday's game. While Wells faced challenges last season, his bullpen appearances after returning from injury showcased his ability to bounce back. With the support of his lineup, Wells should approach this game with renewed confidence. Detmers, who faced Baltimore once last season and performed well, ultimately couldn't secure a win for the Angels. In light of these factors, the Orioles seem like the favorable choice. In the upcoming game between the Washington Nationals and the Cincinnati Reds, I have a strong inclination towards the Reds this season. I see significant potential in their youthful roster, which is why I highlighted their chances of winning the Central at 300 in their team section. For this particular game, I'm inclined to bet on Cincinnati to cover the spread of 1.5 runs. In particular, I'm excited about the pitching matchup featuring Nick Martinez. While I don't heavily rely on spring training results, Martinez showcased impressive form in Arizona, pitching 9.0 scoreless innings and striking out 13 batters. Additionally, he boasts favorable head-to-head statistics against the Nationals lineup. Considering that the Reds hold the edge offensively in this matchup, I anticipate them to build a substantial lead. Therefore, my pick for this game is the Cincinnati Reds to win by at least 1.5 runs. Next up, we have the Pittsburgh Pirates taking on the Miami Marlins. Apologies for not addressing this earlier, but we're likely in for a high-scoring affair in this afternoon's matchup. Let's begin with Bailey Falter, who has struggled against the Marlins in their previous encounters, giving up 6 home runs in over 25 head-to-head at-bats. Miami's current roster boasts an impressive ops of 1.681 against him. On the other hand, while the Pirates don't exhibit similarly explosive offensive numbers, they still hold a respectable ops. Although neither team is expected to contend for the World Series, they do feature veteran players capable of capitalizing on weaker pitching. Adding to the potential for a slugfest, Miami has seen a 5-to-1 over ratio in their last 6 home games, while Pittsburgh has recorded a 12-to-4 over ratio in their last 16 road contests. With these factors considered, let's anticipate an entertaining Sunday matchup and lean towards the over. In the upcoming matchup between the Milwaukee Brewers and the New York Mets, it's unlikely that the Mets, with their abundance of talent, will drop their first 3 games. While the first 2 losses weren't blowouts, they fell short by 2 runs in the opener, and just 1 on Saturday. The Mets' offense is poised to ignite. Alonso already demonstrated his power with a home run on Saturday, and stalwart performers like Lindor, Nimmo, and McNeil are expected to increase their production. With these players primed to perform better, especially at home, the Mets' offense is anticipated to find its rhythm. Moreover, McGill, a dependable starter with several years of experience with the team, should bolster the Mets' chances of returning to the win column. Although Christian Yelich has been in fine form for the Brewers, his sustained batting average of over .500 may not continue given his recent performance levels. While the Mets might not clinch the series, they're poised to secure a much-needed victory in this game. My recommendation is to take the Mets on the money line. In the upcoming game between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Tampa Bay Rays, recent statistics suggest favorable odds for the Blue Jays. Last season, the Tampa Bay Rays struggled as underdogs at home, posting a record of 3-7, whereas the Toronto Blue Jays enjoyed success as favorites on the road, with a record of 34-24. Additionally, the pitching situation may favor the Blue Jays. Shawn Armstrong, not a regular starter for the Rays, is likely to prompt an earlier reliance on their bullpen. With the Rays having played 4 consecutive games without rest, their bullpen might be fatigued, potentially impacting their performance. Considering these factors, I anticipate Toronto to level the series and secure a win. My recommendation is to take the Blue Jays on the money line. In Sunday's divisional matchup between the Minnesota Twins and the Kansas City Royals, I'm backing the Royals to emerge victorious. Despite one subpar outing, Singer has generally performed well against the Twins since 2022. In 3 other appearances, he limited the Twins to a total of 5 runs while tallying 21 strikeouts across 17.2 innings. These impressive performances are likely to weigh on the minds of Minnesota's hitters in the upcoming game. Following a disappointing 2023 season, I anticipate Singer to demonstrate determination and pitch with great focus in his first outing of 2024. Moreover, injuries to Lewis and Kepler have left the Twins lineup potentially weakened for the upcoming game. With these factors in mind, I believe there's solid betting value in favor of the Royals to secure a straight-up victory on Sunday. In the upcoming game between the New York Yankees and the Houston Astros, Houston has maintained a consistent presence as a postseason contender over the past several years. Despite some initial struggles at the start of the season, the Astros boast one of the most dynamic and explosive offenses in Major League Baseball. Schmidt, the Yankees pitcher, has shown vulnerability with a low strikeout rate and a tendency to allow 1.25 homers per 9 innings pitched. Houston has demonstrated its ability to remain composed at the plate, exercising patience and waiting for favorable pitches. I anticipate them to employ this approach in the upcoming game, which should ultimately lead to success. Therefore, my pick is to favor the Houston Astros on the money line. In the upcoming matchup between the Detroit Tigers and the Chicago White Sox, both teams' offenses are not considered particularly strong. However, this could work in favor of pitchers Jack Flaherty and Eric Fedde, presenting them with an opportunity to deliver strong performances and keep the opposition scoreless early in the game. The Tigers are currently averaging 3 runs per game while the White Sox are averaging 4 runs, indicating that neither team has been overly productive in terms of scoring runs. Additionally, both teams have struggled to generate a significant number of hits, resulting in limited scoring opportunities. Given these factors, it's reasonable to expect Flaherty and Fed to pitch effectively and potentially keep the game low scoring, particularly in the early innings. Considering the offensive struggles of both teams and the likelihood of strong pitching performances, the better option appears to be betting on the under for a total of 8.5 runs in this game. In the upcoming matchup between the Chicago Cubs and the Texas Rangers, the Cubs have had a slow start offensively, managing just 11 hits in their first 2 games, which is below their average from last season. However, their familiarity with John Gray could provide them with an advantage in the 3rd game. Of particular significance is Cody Bellinger's success against Gray, with an impressive 11 hits in 25 at-bats, which could prove crucial as the center fielder looks to find his rhythm. On the pitching side, Cubs pitcher Jordan Wicks presents a different challenge for the Rangers hitters compared to Kyle Hendricks. Wicks, a left-hander, features a deceptive hard fastball at around 92 mph, complemented by a changeup that is significantly slower by 12 to 14 mph. His dominance against left-handed hitters should also prove beneficial in neutralizing the likes of lefty Corey Seager and right-hander Adolis Garcia, who exhibits a reverse split, hitting left-handers 20 points less effectively than right-handers. Despite a close loss in Game 1, the Cubs are determined to secure their first win of the season and will likely put forth a strong effort in this game. Considering these factors, my recommendation is to take the Chicago Cubs with the advantage of plus money. In the upcoming matchup between the Cleveland Guardians and the Oakland Athletics, the Athletics' offensive struggles are evident, particularly when excluding Davis' stats. As a team, they are hitting just .167, indicating a lack of offensive firepower. Cleveland has been dominant throughout the series, suggesting that even considering the run line could offer additional value. Furthermore, Oakland's roster appears lackluster compared to Cleveland's, and the Guardians have been performing well, backed by a solid bullpen capable of keeping opponents in check. Considering these factors, I recommend betting on the Cleveland Guardians to complete the sweep on the road, as they are the superior team and have shown their ability to win consistently. In the final game of the series between the Boston Red Sox and the Seattle Mariners, I'm inclined to favor the Red Sox to secure a victory. The return of Devers to the starting lineup is expected, significantly boosting a lineup that has been lacking in power. Devers showcased his prowess with a home run in the season opener, and his absence was notably felt in the subsequent games. Additionally, I believe Whitlock presents a favorable matchup against the still-developing Miller. Whitlock has demonstrated improved velocity during the spring and concluded his last start on a high note, showing sharp form. Despite facing challenges off the field last year and experiencing inconsistencies while transitioning between the rotation and the bullpen, Whitlock possesses the potential for a breakout season with the Red Sox. The Mariners lineup, aside from Julio Rodriguez, lacks significant threats, providing Whitlock with an opportunity to navigate through effectively. Considering these factors, I recommend betting on the Boston Red Sox to close out the series with a victory. In the upcoming matchup between the San Francisco Giants and the San Diego Padres, we have an intriguing encounter featuring a pitcher with limited big league experience facing off against another who is making his home debut with a new franchise. While King encountered some difficulties against the Dodgers in his season debut, he still managed to secure the win. However, it's worth noting that despite the Giants displaying their offensive prowess in Friday night's game, they may not yet be at the level of the Dodgers. On the other hand, the Padres, although they rallied to win the opener, witnessed Musgrove struggling in the second game of the series. Nevertheless, with the Padres playing at home, they hold a slight advantage in this contest. Considering these factors, my pick is to take the San Diego Padres on the money line. The home field advantage coupled with their overall talent level should give them the edge in this matchup. In the upcoming matchup between the Colorado Rockies and the Arizona Diamondbacks, the Rockies will have Ryan Feltner on the mound. Feltner displayed respectable numbers on the road in 2023, boasting a 4.45 ERA. Notably, the Rockies have emerged victorious in 3 of Feltner's last 4 road starts. Additionally, although the Colorado Rockies may not be considered contenders this season, they possess a lineup with several dangerous hitters, including Blackmon, Bryant, McMahon, and Jones. On the other hand, Diamondbacks starter Brandon Thad struggled during the regular season in 2023, registering a disappointing 5.72 ERA and a 1.41 WHIP. His performance at home was particularly concerning, as he recorded a troublesome 6.46 ERA. In his only career meeting against the Rockies, he surrendered 3 runs in just 3.2 innings. Considering these factors, my team pick is the Colorado Rockies to cover the spread of 1.5 runs. Given Feltner's solid road performances and Thad's struggles, the Rockies should be able to keep the game close, if not secure the victory outright. In the upcoming clash between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Los Angeles Dodgers, the Dodgers' potent offense has already demonstrated its prowess, posing a significant challenge for opposing teams. Stone, the Cardinals' starting pitcher, has struggled to contain runs, conceding at least 4 earned runs in each of his 4 outings, including 7 earned runs in 2 of them. Meanwhile, Matz, although historically performing well in Dodger Stadium, may face difficulties in his first outing of the season against a formidable Dodgers lineup in full swing. While he may eventually settle into the game, containing the Los Angeles offense could prove to be a daunting task. Moreover, recent matchups between these two teams have seen an average of 11.6 combined runs scored over their last 7 meetings. Taking these factors into consideration, my recommendation is to bet on the over for a total of 9 runs. Given the offensive firepower of both teams and the historical trends in their matchups, there's a strong possibility of a high-scoring affair in this game.